Live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the GetGrowing weekly work session with GetOiling. I'm Coach Ashley, short of words today. We're joined by our founders, Greg and Amanda Kilwine. You guys say hello.
Hey guys, we're glad you're here. We've got an exciting session lined up for you today. Welcome to all the new people.
Yes, welcome. We're excited to have you. Amanda, you want to say a couple words here?
Yes, good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's weekly work session as well, and welcome to all the new people as well, and to all the, and hello to everybody else as well.
Awesome. You guys go ahead and come over in the chat if you're here live with us. Let us know where you're coming in from. I'm sure it's cold where you are. It is finally cold here in Brooklyn, y'all. This is nuts. I think the weather said it felt like 4 degrees outside today, and I told the dog, I'm sorry. We're not leaving the apartment till like after we're done today. He's whining right now. You may hear him. He may come by and bug me. Anyway, so good to see you guys here. Today, we really want to focus on helping you get your website looking the way you want it to. How many of you who are here today are new? Just a quick show of hands. You're brand new and you're really just wanting to try to get this figured out. Or maybe you're not new, but you're just trying to get this figured out. How many of you can identify with that today? Yes, a lot of you. Perfect. All right. So, oh, hey, Linda, former New York or fellow New Yorker. You see my words today. I don't have them. So I'm in Brooklyn. Stay warm out there. Super excited to have you guys today. We're really kind of just responding to what we're getting a lot of responses to on our own inbox, what Amanda has shared with us. I know a lot of you guys are meeting and chatting with Amanda in the inbox. If you're reaching out to us for support, a big part of what we are seeing right now because of things that are happening in the Young Living distributor website space is that there are a lot of folks looking for something new. There are some companies that are closing their doors. I believe it's the end of this year, or is it the beginning of January, whatever
Next
it might
couple
be.
months, yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of you guys are maybe looking for something. How do you move your existing website? Maybe you like what you have, but you want more of the back-end tools that we have to offer or the streamlined perspective that we offer because we have everything you need and you don't need 20 different things to run your business. Wherever you're coming from, whatever the reason is, we want to show you today first how you can customize your website to really make it your own. So how you can change out pictures and where to put stories about yourself, where you can write, the things you can do. And if you have an existing site and there's information that you want to transfer over, that can seem at first like a straightforward thing to do, but because all website platforms tend to be pretty different from one another, it's not as straightforward as you think. And so we want to provide you with the clearest path possible to get that done simply and easily. So if you came here with questions today, or if you'd like live support, if you have something that you would love for us to kind of walk through live with you, we've got the option for that. Go ahead and put that in the Q&A box here on Zoom. And for those of you who have never been to one of these before, this is a totally free session. We do our weekly work sessions every week, live if it's not a holiday. You're going to see a recording next week after Christmas, but we'll get back to live after the first of the year. This is free for all Young Living distributors who are looking to grow their business online. And of course, we are here to support those of you who are a part of our GetOiling community with live support here too. So go ahead and bring us those questions, and we're going to pop over to Greg and have Greg show us some of the ways that we can customize our GetOiling websites.
Sure, thanks Ashley. Let me get my screen shared here. Just to kick that off, so just for a little bit of background. So the website that comes with GetOiling, really from the moment you sign up, you've got a beautiful website. For those of you who may not have seen them, I think it's our FAQ page here, getoiling.com/FAQ, or just go to getoiling.com, there's an FAQ. We have a big list of sample sites here if you want to go check them out. So basically the moment that you sign up, you get one of these nice, very nice looking sites. So you can explore these too, but basically, so once you sign up, you get one of these, and then you can change this theme somewhat. There's some areas of this specific theme that you can change. There's also a page builder feature in here too, so you can like completely make custom pages. So if you've got, you know, some other website builder tool that you're using that has a couple pages, you probably won't need it unless there's something super, you know, complicated or whatever on there that's tied in with some other system. Odds are very high that you'd be able to bring that over into GetOiling here. So it's kind of what I view it as kind of like degrees of customization. You can go from just signing up for a GetOiling account and putting your name here and your photo and a little bit of a story, all the way to a completely custom site. And we've got customers that have done everything in the middle or everything in between there from one end to the other. You know, they just sign up, they use this template site, or they maybe customize this a little bit, or they build a custom site. So I'm going to start with going over how you can customize this site here. One of the templates, and we've got, or themes, I guess we've got about a dozen themes that we have, and you can customize them in certain ways. So just browsing through the demo site, I'll show you here, like you can change the photo that's on the top. You can put different photos in this little carousel thing here. I'll show you the setting for that. You can customize either, we call this the My Story section. You can change the headline, the picture, and then put your story in here. And on some plans, I think it's premium and higher, you can actually add a section below here, below your story. And if you do blog or have events, those will show up automatically on the site. The rest of the theme pretty much is what it is. It's, you know, it's there, it's predefined, you know, everything that's on there. So the rest of that, I mean, and then I guess on the bottom, there's some contact information for you that obviously changes with yours. But those are kind of the areas you can change on the themes, the photos, your story, and then I think on premium and higher, you can add a little custom section here if you want to. So let me show you what that looks like on the back end. And this is probably, I would say this is the majority of people, you know, 90+% of people just use one of the built-in themes. And you can change themes anytime. You can actually set it up so that you can have multiple themes accessible on your site at any time with other links, or you can customize the menu and put that in there too. So so in the back office here, and this is actually a different account than this demo one. I don't want to change the demo one. Obviously, that's on our website, but to show you how this, so if you want to change this, I'll start with the photo here. That is under Customize My Site here in the menu. You can just click on that. And then there's this little Customize button next to the website theme. You can click that. And then here, all you have to do is choose the photos that you want. You just click this little plus button on there and it appears. And there's, depending on if it's a dark photo or not, you can check this box and see kind of how it looks on your site. But then yeah, it would adjust that. It would swap it out with the photo here. So you can add as many as you want to. The built-in photos do still appear at the end. Those don't go away, but typically most people don't scroll all the way through those anyway. Going back to the Customize My Site link, if you just want to change themes, which happens a lot, I know one of the situations that this can come up with is if you're holding a class, and maybe you're holding a class on makeup, or maybe you've got one on skincare or just oils, you can swap the website theme just with a couple clicks. So you click on Customize My Site, pick a different one, and actually let me view this demo site here. This is one, yeah, so this is, I guess, the body systems one right now. I've got some custom fonts and kind of a silly story in here with a donut with the custom section, but then you can see the rest, it's got an event, and then the rest of this is the same other than the customized font. So let me come in here and I'll show you, like, okay, I don't want body systems. I'm going to be holding a makeup class. Come down here and save. Once it's saved, I'll come over here and refresh, and then we'll see, and I don't have any custom photos in here, so it's going to actually show the themed photos. But you can see now that it did change that out. It kept the story in there, kept your custom section and your events, but then it changes out the rest of it. So you can customize it pretty easily that way. There's a couple of other tweaks you can make in it as well. Landing pages are pretty common. I think we've done some trainings on that, but basically you can require people to register before they see that website that we're showing there. That's a pretty popular option because then it will track people and you'll know when they visit again, how many times they visited, they'll show up by name. Some people turn it on, some people don't. You can let people skip, but and what also comes with the website is let me go back over to the demo site here. There's an opportunity link that comes with every website. And one of the things we do recommend, there is a built-in or a video that, you know, a Young Living video that's linked to it here. The rest of this page is pretty much, you know, this is pretty standard for that, but you can change this video. there's a setting here. You know, one of the things we recommend is to personalize your site. You can put your own opportunity video in there, just record your own, and then that will show up in place of this video here. Whatever you record will show up there. So it's, you know, it's got your face top and center. So those are some of the easier ways of customizing the site, the built-in one. And if you want to go deeper, you can get into building custom pages. You can build, change out your menu, and even like, well, maybe the next thing I'll show here, and I think we covered this recently too on a training, was these leg builder links. Like if you want a website that, and I'll change this one back to my, let me change this back to body systems here quick. If you want your main website to remain with this specific theme, but then you want to send a specific link or a different theme to somebody else, like let's say you're typically all about just you know, the starter kit, for example, but somebody's super interested in makeup. Well, you can come down here to this leg builder links feature and create a new one and just say, oh, I want this to use the makeup theme, and give it a name. I'll just call it like my makeup or something like that. And hit create, and we'll see that here on the next screen. So right here now, I have a bunch of them in this demo site, but if I click here, you'll see it's a slightly different link at the top, but it's the makeup theme, while the main site remains, actually I gotta refresh this because it still updated to body systems, but you can see we've got makeup over here. You would just give people this other link instead of your main link, and then they would see makeup. So it's a bunch of different, that's very helpful when it's, you know, you want to send specific information to one person. And so if you want to take it kind of the next notch, I'll just kind of keep climbing the customization ladder here. So those are probably the easiest things to do. So beyond this, I would consider maybe more mid-tier to advanced type customization, but it's totally doable. Again, not many people do this, but I think, you know, there's enough that do that this merits some conversation. But actually, sorry, I forgot about my story. I need to show you that first before I dive into that. So if you want to update, it's this section here where I've got my lovely little donut. Click on my story and photo over here. And then this will come up here. You can choose your photo that you want there, and you can see this donut goes, or your photo, it's not going to be probably a donut, but it goes right here. This is the headline and this is the body. As you scroll down here, you can see here's the headline and here's your story. And really that's about all there is to that. One of the questions that's come up frequently that we've seen on the support is, you know, if you copy and paste from some other website, or maybe it's a Word document, sometimes there's some formatting that comes across that is quite ugly, you know, or it doesn't work well. One of the common things we see is when you shrink your window down, this doesn't wrap. It like goes off the screen, and by shrinking the window down, this is what it would look like on a mobile phone, which is, you know, very common. You know, I think the majority of web traffic these days is on a mobile device. So if, you know, a copy and paste breaks this formatting, there are some ways of getting around that and making it work correctly. So maybe I'll just try this, like, well, copying and pasting the same thing. I should have got something ready here. But one thing you can do here to copy, sometimes if you copy and paste here, let me try that again, or I'll paste this in here and see. Oh yeah, so you can see, if you paid careful attention to it, the font kind of changed a little bit from whatever the built-in one was, and let's say that is not what you want. So I would just copy this thing, and the next step really depends on whether you have Windows or Mac. There's another application that you would open up on Mac. There's one called, well, there's a couple different options, but I think the easiest one is called Messages, which I think that's what it's called. Let me see here. Yeah, it's called Messages. Go to your applications and click on Messages. And that wasn't supposed to type in there. There we go. So I'm going to open that up here. I don't know if it's probably not going to show up on the screen because I'm only sharing the one window. Let's see here. If I can share, let me switch windows here and I'll show you what I'm doing here. Oops, wrong button. Share, new share, messages. Okay, so we should see the little messages window here. Now I've copied that story and I'll just come in here and click it, or click in here, hit paste, and you see that the formatting is gone. And so now I think you can, is it triple click? No, you gotta, I think this is on Mac now. Windows is slightly different, but on Mac you can, I think, right click and say, no, it doesn't let you do that. There's a keyboard shortcut, or you can like Command A, or you can drag with the mouse and highlight everything. Highlight it all and then copy it back in here. And then once I go back over into, let me reshare out the other screen, going back to here. Whoops, was that? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So then now I can come back here and I will select everything again. I think I can, I'll do the Command A, but you can also highlight with the mouse to do this. So I'll select everything, delete it out there. Whenever it says type something, you know it's completely empty. And then go ahead and paste. And then it should come in. You can see the font is not matching. So that will get rid of any formatting that isn't, you know, that might be looking, you know, if it's too wide or there's some problems with it. Now on Windows, you basically do the same thing, except the app I think is called Notepad, or there's another, you know, similar one like that. But basically you just copy the story, paste it into this other tool, whether it's Messages on Mac or Notepad on Windows, copy it from there and then paste it back in here. And then that like completely gets rid of all the formatting. And this is like it pretty much applies to almost any website or app, you know, where you have undesired formatting. If you put it into a tool or a program that doesn't have formatting and then copy it back out, it like copies it back out without the formatting. So it's a neat little hack. Generally, if you run into this anywhere, whether it's pasting into a Word doc or whatever, this tip works really well there, and this can really cut down on that any frustrations with the formatting there. So
I actually just found a website for what it's worth, striphtml.com.
Oh, nice.
So you could actually go and take like, and again, you guys, this is if you are copying something that is formatted, whether it's inside of a word processor or on a website, you need to paste it into a place that's going to eliminate the formatting. The formatting is the reason why it shows up weird, and it would show up extra weird inside of our platform if it was coming from another place where the back-end coding of the system wasn't the same, right? You don't need to know about how all of that stuff works to make it work here. But like Greg mentioned, on Mac, this is what I do because I use a Mac all the time. TextEdit or Notepad on Windows would do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to remove the formatting so that you can do what you want here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, otherwise, you know, and this is super helpful even if you're in the page editor, if you're trying to copy and paste pages across. Sometimes it works, you can give it a try. What we do personally, like if we're trying to migrate a page from one website to another, from a different website, if you highlight and copy and paste, everything looks great, fantastic. I mean, that happens. But if it doesn't, this is another tool to do that. So just to, you know, quickly recap here, we've kind of covered going over like how to adjust the, you know, change the theme on your website, customize the photos, customize the story. And then on actually the other thing here is under, if you have the premium or higher plan with GetOiling, then go back to customize my site. At the bottom, there's this little advanced settings link, and you can choose a whole bunch of things, including what's a custom section, which is what, if you see this little testing 1, 2, 3, that shows up right below your story if you want to add something to there. Some people use it for whatever. I mean, there's just a variety of different purposes, adding, you know, their favorite products or whatever the case might be. So you can do that. Now, if you want to step it up a little bit and get even more custom, you can actually make a custom menu. And just a quick note, the page builder is available and the menu editor is available at, I think, basic and higher plans. So if you're on some of the lower plans, this like seed or starter, this wouldn't apply. But so under my site settings over here, there's a site menu link. And what this does, going back over here, you can see that this actually has a very specific or a different menu than the built-in. Like if I go back over here to our built-in one and actually go back to the main page, you can see there's only the one pull-down menu, this learn menu, but all these other ones are just straight up links. This demo site actually has it customized now, including a custom font, which is probably something I should cover as well. But you can customize the menu just by going over to that area, add menu items. You can link to anything you want to. You know, some people, I know there's some services out there, or at least one service that I think YL provides that lets you order a sample online. And people can do that, and you know, whether it bills you or bills them is up to you. But then you can just link to that So there's just a variety of different things you could do here. Or people, there's many customers that have like a complementary business website that they want to link to, massage or yoga or whatever the case might be. You could totally do that. Just, click add, tell it what type of menu item it is, put in a link, open in a new window, which menu to put it under, and so on. But there's a training on all of this. It goes really deep if you want to, and you can see if you click on help here in the back office, there's a video. If you scroll down to the 90-day challenge, I believe it is week 9. Let me check the index to be sure, but I'm pretty sure it's week 9 that covers the page builder in depth. Yes, so week 9 is what you'd want to watch if you really want to see a deep dive on how to build out a website, including editing the menu. I'll give you a quick start on how you can get started with that to add pages to your website. And then if you want to really go deep on lead capture and formatting and all that fun stuff, that's in there as well. But the page builder is under my site settings. And then there's custom pages over here. And we have a variety of templates in here too. So if you hit create page, it pops up a number of different templates, whether from a blank page to personal info, professional services, resources, and so on. And this is a relatively new one here. Actually, this one's kind of cool. For any of you that might use a service like Linktree, which is basically your photo and a bunch of links, there's a template in here that lets you recreate that right on your website, right on your own URL, so you don't have to use their service. You just go in here and click on the little smiley face, replace it with your photo or whatever photo that you want there, and then edit these links and put in whatever links you want to, copy it all the way down. So page editor is pretty easy to use. You can add new sections here and change background colors and add completely new sections if you want to in the bottom. For example, I just added this one. These are all editable. So you could just play with the formatting until you get it right, change out the photos, insert your own photos, videos. So totally flexible. You can build your own custom pages for this. With this, we've got many customers who have done that, and the results are really quite nice. So that's the page builder. And I do want to touch quickly on the fonts too. I believe fonts is on the premium and higher plans. Again, under my site settings, if you're on a plan that has it, there's a custom colors and fonts button here, which then lets you choose like what are your standard colors, because I think it comes with this green, teal, whatever color by default with certain fonts. And you can see that this unique looking font is what's on the demo site here, and we've got it customized for that purpose. You can choose from a number of different fonts here. If you have a custom font that you want that's like on Google or whatever, there's this little searchable help area has an article on how to do that. And if you need any help, of course, just email us as well. But yeah, you can change your headline font, body text font, and default colors. We've got a bunch of presets here from default, blues, ocean, sunny day, fireball. So we've got a number of them for you to choose from. Any of these you can click on and change the colors however you want and make it match your brand, which is, I think, pretty awesome. So you can, but again, you can go as deep as you want to or shallow as you want to. Most people just use the stock website with their story in there. And that's all you really need to do. But if you've got other websites you're trying to consolidate, you can totally bring that over. And with that copy and paste tip, especially pasting it in that other tool and then pasting it inside GetOiling, I think that clears up most of the formatting issues, because then you can go back and apply the formatting. One other tip maybe for the page builder is when you're in here, if we're just looking for tips, when you're creating lines, sometimes with the formatting will, like when you try to apply colors, it'll apply it to too much at once. Sometimes you might have to press Shift Enter instead of Enter. It like makes this bigger line break, I think, if you push Shift Enter, and that actually like creates a harder break for formatting purposes. So
that's also the case if you're doing bullets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
If you want to keep bullets going, you use Shift Enter.
Perfect. So Shift. Whoops. I suppose I have to have something in there before it'll actually let me take a bullet. Take a bullet. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
We got words today.
Yes, we do. So anyway, I'll stop fumbling around with that. And cool. So I don't know if anyone had any specific questions they wanted answered. I can certainly go through this if there's. Let's see, Donna had a question. So when you make a different theme to send, is there the ability to save each one? Yeah. Okay. So Ashley did answer that. You can set that up under leg builder links, which is what I demoed a few minutes ago. So you can totally have them all set up. I do want to mention this on the menu. Going back to the menu though, when you're customizing that, you can actually, if you want to, you can put all the themes in the menu. I should have covered that earlier, but I'll cover that now. So going back into under my site settings and then site menu, when you click add, there's an option for this menu item type. You can actually choose the built-in GetOiling website theme. And then you get to choose which theme that you want to show up there. And then you could put a menu item link to every one of these if you wanted to, or if you just want to highlight 3 of them. So you don't have to use the leg builder link if you want people to be able to browse, but sometimes it's, you know, for simplicity's purposes, you don't want to have all the themes on there. You certainly can do that too. So bunch of different options there. But basically, yeah, it goes from completely turnkey, nice, beautiful website to you can make something completely custom. And as you can see here, like there is, for many of these options, like including the website page, if you build a custom page and you add this to your menu, you can also make that the main page for your website. So you can completely hide the, you know, the built-in themes, or make them only appear once they've navigated past the personal page, you know, your main page. This is really awesome for if you're wanting to brand yourself personally. Your main landing page can then be a custom page, which then has information about you and your services. And then, you know, the Young Living part of it becomes secondary to that, because you can either hide it entirely, you know, make it accessible only by a leg builder link, or maybe it's in the site menu, depending on, you know, how you want to approach the business there. So
I can actually show you guys what that looks like. If you guys want to see, maybe quick show of hands. Do you want to see what it looks like to have a personally branded front page of your GetOiling website? All right. Okay.
lots of
Yes.
hands. Nice.
that's a yes. So here, I'm going to steal this share from you real quick, Greg. Guys, what I'm going to show you is actually a page that I created and that we have just launched in the final module of Go for Gold with Martha Krejci. I'm sure a lot of you guys have access to that. If you don't have it yet, go to getoiling.com/go for gold and you can learn more about it. Martha went gold in 6 months in Young Living. If you haven't heard her story yet, it's pretty incredible, and she's teaching people how to do what she did. And we partnered with her to make a course that teaches us. But I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of one of the things that I made that I've shared with folks. So you can actually have this, literally this, that you can edit to your liking in the course. And it even has this pop-up here. Now you see this. So it'll show up again here in just a second. So Greg was talking about how you can really get specific in terms of what you put on your site menu. So here we've got the home page, which is this right here. You could also go off to the member area, which this is Jane's member area. You can offer a lead magnet here, which basically turns this page into a landing page. Get leads off of the front page of your website, and so they can click Get My Guide. Then they could opt in to get it, and it goes off to the guide, right? If you've made a lead magnet. It's got the About section. This was copied over from Jane's original GetOiling site. This could be formatted further, but it's something that I put together in very brief order. And the contact form is here. And this, if you have #contact on a button on your site, this is what's going to pop up. Super cool. And there are a couple of different options. You can pop off and join her free community. You can follow her blog, which is also in the site menu. And let's see, was there anything else here? And then there's the get in touch. So this is a fully customized site. If you are into personal branding, this is a great option for you. And like I mentioned, this is something that is included, this along with the training that goes with it in Go for Gold. And just to kind of show you guys, what this looks like in the custom pages feature. This is where the page was built, like Greg was mentioning. It's actually quite simple. And just to show you, it was built off of one of our templates here. And that is this one that's called Professional Services. It's almost exactly the same. I just added a couple of different elements, but it's actually quite simple. If you want to have something like this as your homepage, maybe you want to add a color background to part of it, right? All you have to do is hit this little guy here and pick whatever image that you want as your background. You can grab a gradient like this. That's definitely what I did here. In this section, you can use different button colors. If you click the plus button, You can change the text on your buttons. Everything that you see is editable, really. And it's not super complicated. Obviously, there's a learning curve with everything. Really, the only learning curve here is just, understanding the nuances of the editor, which thankfully, with GetOiling, is the exact same thing on basically any input level area of the website, right? Email or website or landing page, it's all the same editor. So this is what
Correct.
it
Yep.
can look like for you. And we've got lots of members who create pages like this for themselves, for their business, branding themselves, branding their business that is adjacent to Young Living. If you are, a yoga or Pilates instructor, or if you focus on AFT on the front end, right? Or something to that effect, you can brand that here. And then, of course, you can have Young Living be the thing that they're introduced to next. So it's a great way to capture curiosity here. All right. Is there tech support if you get stuck? Yes.
It definitely is.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
There's a few of us that are in there every day looking around and answering questions. So
Yeah,
we can definitely help you
definitely.
out.
So Cynthia asked, I've never used a hashtag. Can you tell me the benefits and how to use them on the site sometime? Not today if this is too long a topic, but sometime. So on a website, so where you saw like the hashtag contact or the hashtag lead, perhaps like on the forms, that's more of a code direction telling the website like what to do, as opposed to a hashtag like on social media. Correct me if I'm wrong, Greg, I don't know, you probably know more about this than I do, or maybe we're on the same page here. I don't think that putting hashtags on websites really do anything.
Yeah, not really. Not on a website, like your own website. It's more
Right.
Facebook, social media kind of invented that. I think it started with Twitter way back in the day, and then it's kind of grown from there.
Clarifying part of the question in blogs. So you can tag your blogs. Maybe that's something we could show that really briefly here. You can tag your blog posts with maybe their certain topics or keywords and things like that, and that's a good thing to do, just like you would if you were making a YouTube video and you apply tags to it. It's not necessarily something that's going to be immediately visible to the person who's taking in the content, but it's going to help sort the content. And where search engines are concerned, it might help more people to find that content if they're looking for that keyword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just to show what that looks like on the back end, I just clicked right over here under blog posts, and at the bottom, just compose the post, title, post, featured image. Right down here is the blog categories, and you can just create whatever you want to. I know very popular one we've seen is like recipes. So you can make one with recipes, and then what happens then on your blog, and I'm not sure actually if this demo site has any posts on it. Let me see how it does. Hopefully they're, let me go look. I guess I just do view my site and then go to blog. Oops. This should show the posts over here, but then you'll see the blog categories show up here, and I only have the one on this test site, but then your visitors can come here, and this appears, I think, on every post that has that. I'm not sure which one's tagged with this hello. I can click on it. You can click on that to basically see them all that are in there, and then each post, I believe, it just has that. It'll show all the posts that are in that specific category. So a great way of categorizing it, and then I think there are some search engine benefits to that too, so that when Google visits your website, it's like, oh, all these posts are about whatever category, recipes or Pilates or whatever the case might be there. And looks like you had a question here. Do you have any kind of SEO built in? Yeah, I mean, these are similar to like a WordPress site. Google picks up the headlines in particular, the body. It's all, I think, indexed and crawled. And if you're really into SEO, I believe most of the plans, I don't remember on basic how deep this goes, but there's like this little advanced options link down here. And not only can do things like password protect and publish later and all that excerpts, but there's the SEO settings down here. So if you want to have a specific, just meta description for those of you who know what that is, or any custom HTML tags in here, like Pinterest has a way of adding in, I don't know what they call like rich pins or something. They give you some code that you put on your website. So you can definitely do all that in here to to really tune it if you really want to. So SEO is called search engine optimization. That was another question that just came up here. It's basically a way of trying to, or getting your content a little more categorized by Google and other search engines to, to show up for more relevant keywords for you, to get higher in the list. So if you do things like categorize your posts as you post them, this little meta description is basically just a short little about section that can show up on search engine result pages. So, sometimes you've seen on Google World, there'll be like this little snippet that shows up there that can come from this meta description. If you don't provide one, Google just sort of randomly selects an excerpt out of your page. And so this is probably better than random to put that in there. So just little things you can do if you're really looking for blogging as an acquisition strategy for new leads. This is learning a bit about SEO, I think is worth the time. So for most people though,
if you're
you can
just getting
blog
started,
and it'll be there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you're just getting started, don't worry about having to learn this
Mm-hmm.
bit right now, because what you're going to be doing with your blogs is going out and sharing it in places with relatively warm market, friends of friends and things like that. It's much more important to start getting the hang first of just using it and starting to get content together. And then once you've got that down and you're comfortable with it, that's kind of the next level place you want to go. So if you're already a serious blogger, if you've been working on, say, like a WordPress site or something to that effect, you can bring all of that over here and get all of the same benefit. It's built the same. But if you are, if you're not quite ready to get into, I want to, be found on Google by random folks, then you don't have to worry about this part just yet. Donna had a question about pricing tiers. She says, I've not checked everything out, but I'm getting that there are pricing tiers. So if so, can you upgrade as you go?
Yeah, definitely. If you want to see the pricing, go to GetOiling.com and then click the pricing and features link up here. We've got a good breakdown. But changing plans is super simple. A few clicks in the GetOiling back office, and you can change plans. All the plan changes take effect immediately. Upgrades, downgrades, whatever. So yeah, it's all self-service. The only thing you really would have to get in contact with us to change plans is if you want to switch between monthly and annual payments once you've signed up. But otherwise, you can totally jump up and down as your needs change. So if most months your basic is a good fit, but then you've got a really busy month, you want to pop up to premium and then go back down to basic. Totally up to you. I mean, it's all super flexible, change anytime, and it takes effect immediately. But as far as the different tiers, yeah, our two most popular plans are basic and premium, and it's the $29 and $49 a month. There's some differences. Mostly, it's you get a lot more unlimited or capacity increases by going up to premium, like landing pages and page builder. I think it goes up to unlimited pages instead of having a limit. You can send more emails and texts, more Zoom attendees, more vaults in your member area, and then there's some leadership feature. Leadership features like in the digital upline coach, and then you've got more choices with the fonts and colors and some of those other features. But some of them, like blogging and events, those are all totally included in every plan. So basically look at it and see what fits for you. But it's a lot easier than having the 10 systems or whatever you'd need to combine all these into one system. Having it all under one roof is really nice.
Yes, Donna, you do get Zoom with this. You get Zoom meetings with this, and you can see here the number, the maximum attendees per plan. I've said fairly frequently recently, for those who are new to us and who are trying to figure out what the right plan for them might be, is that if you're at silver or above, if you've got a couple of solid builders or more, you're going to want to get those leadership features. So if you've got 1 to 3 folks who are building on your team, then basic is fine. If you already have sort of a dedicated internet presence that you've been working toward and you want more customization features, whether you've got leaders on your team yet or not, then you want to be at premium or pro, just because of the level of customization that you get there. And yeah, if you're just getting started, just pick one that seems like it'll work for you, and it's really easy to move up or down. It's $1 for your first month either way. Cool. Do you guys have any questions? Anybody want some hands-on help, or is there something that you're feeling particularly frustrated with or struggling with? We are here to help you with that. Let's see. Deb is asking, how do you use Zoom through this site? This is actually pretty cool. There's a couple of things you can do with Zoom through the site. And all you got to do is click the Zoom meetings link right there.
Yeah, it's all integrated. You just click Zoom meetings. You don't need a separate account. You can click create meeting or meet now. If you've got, setting up a meeting is super simple. Give it a name, one-time recurring, give it a time, kind of change some of the settings and some of these. And then once you've created it, it shows up, and you can even, like, if you start the meeting through the back office, that's probably one difference for those of you used to using a standalone Zoom. There is, you have to start the meeting through GetOiling with the start meeting button. One of the advantages of the integration, though, is you can, there's this send link. What it'll do is drop that in your contact manager, and then you can filter or select the people that you want to send it to and say mail. It pops up the link automatically so that you can just send it out. Super simple without having to copy and paste and go to a bunch of different places. So Donna asked, are there templates for emails? Great question. So I'll go back to my composition here. Let's say I'm going to send out this Zoom meeting link, and I'll just move this down a little bit and go to the top. There's this feature called Save Replies up here, and we do include a bunch of templates with the system. All these in this templates from GetOiling section. Of course, you can add your own, but here there's many of them. Like, I'll just pick one of these randomly, like the lavender field template. And then all you have to do is come in here and change, and I'll just say this is my headline here. Change out the text, change the button, or delete it, or whatever you want to do. So yeah, we've got a number of different email templates built in, and we do have integration with some third-party providers like Grow Workspace, where you can import their content in here and then use that as your newsletter too. So we got a couple different options from the built-in ones to pulling in third-party content. So great questions.
Yeah, very good question. Linda has another great question about tagging. She says she has a hard time looking at her contacts when I only want to see my prospects. I've tried to categorize, but it seems difficult.
Okay. Yeah, so if you want to categorize, and I don't know how big your team is, Linda, but assuming it's under several hundred, you can. It might be possible, and again, I mean, this might be something. If this doesn't answer your question, maybe email into support or let us know here. But let's say you want to, you can browse through your list if it's a manageable number, select everyone that you want. Let's say, these are the people that are my prospects, for example. I'm just randomly picking people. Once you've done that, then you come up to actions, and then there's this, with the selected contacts area, there's this link that says add campaign follow-up plan, vault, or tags. So if I click on that, I can bulk add tags. And so maybe I would say prospects.
Greg, they're saying that your screen isn't being shared. They can't see it.
I can see it. Can anybody else not see it? Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Others are seeing it. So maybe could be a specific connection. Anyway, so yeah, once you've selected the contacts, oh, thanks, Linda. So it's fewer than 20 people. So this should be totally doable. Just select them with the check mark like I was showing you. Select them, go up to actions, and then click this add campaign follow-up plan vault or tags link. It's basically kind of a bulk actions thing. Choose the tag that you want to categorize them with, and then hit apply. So once you've done that once, then that will tag them. And as you can see here, actually I could probably do that here. Let's see, why not? I'll just tag them with prospects. I already have that in there, so I'll hit apply. And now I'm going to have those 6 people tagged with prospects. What that's going to do, then I'll just come in here and I'll say I'm going to deselect all contacts just to clean up that list. If I click on filters, now I can say tags, and I'll type in my prospects tag or select it and click filter. And now I'll only see those 6 people that I had selected there.
Greg, would it be possible as well to filter from your, like, say if you have a very large list, and your contacts who are not members have not been tagged, could you go to filters and use the exclusion box there for customers? Right? Like if you go to filters and you search customers and like everybody who's not, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So like if you're importing, for example, when you import from Young Living or whatever list that you might have, you can tag them on the way in. Quick refresher on that, that's under settings, import, choose your file, it'll upload it. On the next screen, there's a way to tag them on the way that you import them. So then basically you can bring in your Young Living team, all tagged as member or something like that, whatever you want to tag them as. And then, yeah, you can say filters, And then there's this exclude tags field. And so I could say, I don't know that I have one called member. Oh, I've got one called business builder. So maybe that would be okay to try here. But you can just say, oh, I want to exclude my members, and then filter. And then you'll end up with everybody who was not tagged in your import. So yeah, that's a great way to do it without having to have a tag. It might be a little bit easier for some people depending on how many people you have. So hopefully
Yeah,
that
so
helps.
if people have been coming into your contact manager either via landing pages that maybe you forgot to add a tag to, or they're just people who are contacts who are not your members, just do a search for the people who are not your product customers and then apply that prospects tag to them. So then you can pull up that at any point. Along these lines, Greg, Maria is asking, is there a way to export the contacts data to a CSV or Excel?
Yes, yes, there is. So once you've got this filtered, this works for any filter or any selection. Just click this add campaign follow-up plan vault or tags. There's this little export CSV link in there, and that will export your filtered contacts. If you want them all, if you want all your contacts, I mean, you can do that too, but there's another link under contact settings. There at the bottom is an export if you just want all of your contacts. But if you just want filtered contacts, just make sure to click this, and then there's that export CSV button or link in the corner. Perfect.
There's a question here about imports. When you're bringing when you get new members, you don't need to add them manually. What I would recommend, depending on how quickly your team is growing, is that you actually do an import from your VO multiple times per week. If if your team is growing steadily like that, just have that be a practice that you do. So it's not going to duplicate the contacts. It's always going to, kind of clean that up. So you'll always have an accurate representation so long as you're consistently importing from the VO. Let's see, Claudia says that she needs some hand holding through the process, like what to do first and then second. Claudia, actually, while we're here, because this is actually what these work sessions are for, we can hold hands and we can walk through this together. Let us know what you're looking to get done first. What's the most important thing to you right now? And we can help you walk through that.
Mm-hmm. And one other tip for that, sometimes if you're searching, like if you want to see, oh, how do you send mail? There's this little help button in the corner. You can click on that and I'll search, oops, I got to click on there and type mail. Let's say sending or scheduling a bulk email or text. Perfect. So here's your steps. Click manage, filter, actions. So it's got a lot of this laid out for you in the help. So you can have the step-by-step instructions that you need. Of course, we're there by support too. If there's some workflow that isn't covered in help, you can just email in and we'll give you a list of steps, whatever that you would need to do it. So yeah, we can help you out.
Deb had asked, how do you import the newsletter from Grow Workspace? I believe if you're logged into your Grow Workspace and you have a bundle that you have purchased from them, or a class, I think is their moniker. So if you have a class that you've purchased from them, they will have a link to import those materials into GetOiling. Right now, it's text campaigns. I think they can also be used as email, and there's more stuff coming. So we're consistently, steadily adding more and more of their library so that they can be easily, just with a click of a button, dropped into your account right now.
Oh, so Maria asks, what's the key on the contacts to prevent duplicates upon import? And the way the imports work, so to prevent duplicates, it first looks to see if the file has a member number or the contact has a member number. If it has a member number, then it will look it up by that. And then if it does not, it'll next check email address to see if that's a duplicate. And if then there's if it doesn't find anything from there, or if there's multiple matches, for example, because it is in theory possible you could go in there and type in, a new contact that has a duplicate member number or email, then at that point it does something different. But it does look it up by member number and then email address.
Awesome. Another thing, Claudia, where you really feel like you need the hand-holding step by step, we actually have a printable guide under the help button here at the top of the screen that's sort of got like a little checklist, do this, then this quick reference guide. That's the one, right? Quick reference guide? Yeah, It's downloadable, this guy right here. So you can click that and download it and print it off and follow along with that if you want to learn how to do specific things. whether it's blogging, setting up a meeting, using the coach, all of that kind of stuff. But again, these live sessions that we do every Thursday, we're here to help you. If you want us to get into your account and make these changes with you, that's absolutely something that we've done before, and we're happy to do it. If you want to reach out, send us an email and we can schedule a time for a future work session. If you want to work together on building out your website, we can actually literally do that together here on a call just like this. Okay. Let's see. Tony says, I have several new members. I want to send them a daily GetOiling message to help them get started with tips on how to use oils, etc. Okay, like a 7, 14, 21, or 30-day get started messages. Would that be an option? How would you do this? You would do this with a campaign, Tony.
Yes. Yes. So that you can set up a campaign, click on settings in the contacts menu, and then click campaigns over here. And you can create a new one at the bottom. I'll just pull up one that exists already. This one has 6 messages in it, so let's assume that's what you want to do. Once you have your campaign set up, you can choose the messages that are in there and the day that they send out on. If you're on premium and higher, you can actually even specify the specific time of day that they're sent out. But then, yeah, in each message, if you want to, or in each campaign, you can add a new message by clicking the Write a New Message button, or I'll just pull up one of the existing emails so you can see what it looks like with something filled out. And yeah, here it is. Here's your subject, your message body. If it's a text campaign, you can even set it or select a specific text message that might be different than your email message. Texting, you can add images to it and then save, and that message goes into your campaign, and then you can choose the day that it sends out on. So once you have the campaign set up, a campaign is like a reusable asset in your system, and so you would have to somehow get that added to somebody's to their contact in order for it to send out. Now, the best way is if they've signed up on a landing page or have inquired about that information. If you just randomly select people that you've never talked or you haven't talked to in ages, and they don't know it's coming, maybe they'll mark you as spam or something like that. But to do this, to add somebody to a campaign to a contact, you basically find them in the contact manager. And I'll just pull up me, for example. I think I've got a contact for me in here. I'll click on me. This would be the person you want to add, and then scroll down to where it says campaigns, click add, choose the campaign that that you want them to see or to get, and then hit add. And then that will drip on them over those, whatever period of days that you have. You can also bulk do that. You don't have to do that one at a time. Again, you can use the selection feature. Select a few people, go up to actions, and then this add campaign, this bulk actions thing. You can choose what campaign that they want, hit apply, boom, it'll add it all at once. So you don't have to do them one by one, but either way works depending on whether you've got one person or 20 people or 100 people that you want to add to a campaign.
Now, Tony, going back to what you just shared, it may be the case that you're interested in being more of the moment and not necessarily fully automated with these messages that you want to send. Maybe you want to get into the habit of sending out an email once a week or once a day or something to that effect for a certain purpose, right? If you're, I'm thinking right now about, say, Martha Krejci, for instance. She has a group where she sends out a DMO, a daily method of operations emails to her group. And so that's not going to necessarily work in a campaign because everybody isn't going to get the same message at the same time. So what you can do for yourself, if this is the case, if you want this to be something that's more flexible, is that you would go over to settings under contacts and create a template for yourself. So if there's a format to the email that you want to be sending and you want to keep it consistent, then you would create a saved reply. And then when you're ready on the daily basis, or you can schedule these ahead of time to the people in your contact manager, you can actually go ahead and decide who you're going to email it to and then hit mail, pull down the saved reply. You'll have your template there ready to go. And then you just change the additional information that you want to have in there. So if you want to make sure that every single email that you send out links to your member area or your Facebook group or wherever, if you're doing like an accountability challenge, then that link will already be there. You don't have to go grab it. Maybe the image associated with it would already be there, and so on. So basically your options are, if you want full automation, create a campaign. If you want everyone to get the same thing at the same time, then you're going to select the contacts and you're going to send them basically a saved reply, or you're just going to write a new message each time and broadcast them. So campaigns are drip messages over a set period of time. Broadcasts are emails you send out to whatever number of people, however many times you want.
Yeah, and those can be sent now, or you can schedule them out as you see here. Like if you want this sent tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., you can do that. Just choose that right through here.
Yep. Awesome. I'm so glad that helped you. All right. Donna says, I just joined in late. Sorry if this has already been answered. I signed up for the seed level website. Love the contact manager and landing pages. Do you also have a way to add a link to the Young Living catalog and an ordering button at the seed level?
The website should actually include that. I mean, actually, let me go over to the template because this probably looks more like what you've got going on. But if, you know, as you scroll down here, and I don't, maybe you're talking about in the menu. I don't think the menu is editable at the seed level, but all of these do eventually link to the products on Young Living's website. So even if I click, you know, this is our body systems theme, digestive support, ginger oil. Click on that, boom, pops up. Right, you can see to the Young Living product page. It's got your member number and passed along as well, so you get credit if they buy. As far as like the product catalog, so we've got the holiday catalog here, and there's a, you know, we have a product guide, as well as I think there's like this browse the product catalog link down here too. So all of these, including these links here, I believe pop off to the Young Living website, again with your member number passed along. So as far as like if you want to add something specific on the seed plan, your best option would very likely, I think your best option would be to put that in your My Story section, because you can add links in there as you're setting up your My Story. Here, there's a way to do that. You can, let's say you want this linked, you want health and safety data linked or whatever, and highlight it, click link, paste it in, boom, you know, there it is. So you can have it done. Hopefully that helps.
Let's see. Okay, so when she types in her website, she says, all I see is the landing page. They have to click something to see more. So what this means, Donna, is that on your site settings, you have a landing page selected to be on the front page of your site. If you don't want that, then you're going to need to deselect that under the options. And that's on this page here.
Yeah, click on this customize my site. And if you don't want the landing page, you can change that to this default no landing page or registration required, and then go down and save. And then it will go immediately to the website that looks like this one. Because yeah, if you have an empty landing page, it can be kind of sparse. If you want more data or more information, the nicer, richer theme, you can take that off. So
yeah. The way that I recommend using the landing page on the front page of your website is if you are going to be sharing Young Living and you're not face-to-face with someone and you're using your website as a sharing tool, where you would say, okay, here, I'm on the phone with you now, here's the website, go to this website, enter your information, and then read what's on the next page. So if you're using it in sort of an appointment-based, exposure situation, it's a really ideal thing. If you just have it as something for people to browse, then I would either have them have the ability to skip registration or just not have the landing page on that front page at all. Yeah, that's the option right there, is to allow them to skip registration. Awesome. Claudia says, I've started setting it up, and since I feel like I don't know what all should be included in a website, I get stuck on what to do next. So Claudia, I think less is more, honestly. Focus on your story. Make sure your story is there on the site. Make sure that it's easy and clear for what you want people to do next to get in touch with you and so on. If you are using Go for Gold, that actually walks you through step by step exactly what to put where, and helps you sort of take that to the next level. But what you can also do, and here's just a quick little hack for you guys. If you go to youtube.com/GetOiling, search for any topic you're looking for, and then grab the video. And did you know on YouTube, if you click the little gear button, you can tell it how fast you want it to play. So like you can make it slow down. You could like play the video at like half speed and just watch a little bit at a time and pause it and then go do the thing on your website, and then pause it and then go do the thing on their website, right? So you can actually go about it that way too if you want. There you go. Yeah, you can go all the way down to like a quarter speed. So if you feel like this is something like, okay, hold on, what do I do? Wait, back up. What did you just say? These are all recorded. and you can go back and slow down the speed and stop and rewind and do all that you need to do there. And that's there for you. And then of course, again, we welcome you, reach out. We would love to help you on a live session. All right.
Yeah,
So
we've got
Donna
tons of
covered.
training videos here on our YouTube channel.
All right. Cynthia says, if I have this, can I cancel the website at Young Living that they do? That's a matter of preference, but I mean, basically, I mean, we point off to your Young Living ordering and everything. Greg, how would you?
Yeah, I mean, it's again, it's a preference. I know they offer some additional services through that. Like, I think you can even get that order a sample online, which of course has to be fulfilled through their order processing. So there are certainly some reasons to keep it. They're a bit more of a product catalog if that's kind of what you're going for. You know, they let you choose products and all that. But I mean, it's strictly speaking, it's not necessary to have both. So it's really depending on what you want to do. There's a lot of people that do have both. Some people only have us. So yeah, it's totally up to you. But you don't need both. You know, they're effectively do some very, very similar things.
Yeah. Let's see. Someone said they were worried about the content. Yeah, you really, if you don't feel tech inclined and you're not sure what to do, just understand if all you need to do is just get it and share it. Get it, get familiar with it. You don't have to know how to do anything. It is already ready to go out the door for you. Obviously, we will provide you to the nth degree, you know, the assistance that you need and the context that you need to be able to make this your own to the degree that you want, but you don't have to. We can show you all kinds of ninja tricks, but you can just use it out of the box. And we've got members that'll tell you that they've made leg builder links and their downlines are getting signed up off of them. So it works out of the box. So if you don't want to worry about any of this tech stuff, you don't have to. All right. Tony, no question is dumb. How long should your story be? It really depends on your story. If you are writing impactfully, if your story is one that you are really engaging with, it could be as long as you want. But in the interest of moving people toward making a decision, making a move, generally speaking, I would go under 500 words. I think that you could go even more concise with that. I wouldn't make it too much longer than you would make an about section, say like on a social profile. You definitely do have more room here to wiggle with that though. So I would just say tell your story to its completeness in the context of the person that you really want to be reaching and helping them see that there's a way for them to get the kind of benefit that you did and tell them what to do next. Contact me, reach out, right? So long as it does that, I think you're good to go. All right, great questions today, you guys. Anybody have any requests for next week's content? I'll take that right before we go here because we're running over. We got one more from Diane. Where do I find the link on my GetOiling site that can be used for my downline to sign up under me with GetOiling? Diane, this is called a leg builder link. Or sign up under you in GetOiling. That's not a leg builder link. Yeah. I'm wrong. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, it's your referral link. So there's on most of the pages in the GetOiling back office, there's a share my site button. And one of them is a referral link. So you would just, you can right click and copy that one, or you can click on it and then grab that link, you know, just to see what they're going to see when they visit the site. You know, it gets them an extra discount, actually gets them an extra half off their second month, as well as once they've been a customer past 30 days, then you also get the other half of their month credited to your account on a one-time basis. So it's great for both you guys, both of you. If you are into the digital upline coach, this little nifty feature here, then you can also share this coaching referral link, which is essentially the same thing, except once they sign up, it'll automatically connect your coaching accounts in the background so you can share progress. But most people use just the regular referral link. It's right here. It's on pretty much every page in the back office, except in some contact manager screens. So thank you for sharing. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Yes, we do appreciate that. All right, cool. Well, if we don't have any more questions, then we're going to be on our way and wish you guys a super productive week, a great holiday next week. And then, of course, if you have any questions that pop up, you know, if you need some help, feel free to send us an email. And of course, if you would like to work with us one-on-one in an upcoming session, please do let us know. And we would be happy to do that with you. Linda is asking about where to find Go for Gold. This is getoiling.com/go for gold, right? Am I right on that?
Yep, I think so. I just put the link in the chat as well.
All right. And on that,
Mary, I see your message about will we be meeting on the 26th, and we will have a pre-recorded video
Session.
for the 26th. So,
right.
but of course, if you guys have any questions during the week next week, we will still be answering questions via the inbox if you need any help. So.
Yep, absolutely. And if you've got a special request or something you want to know about, I believe I'm going to be talking about challenges in this pre-recorded training we're going to release for next week. But if there's anything that you guys want to learn about, feel free, send us an email. We can add that to our list and cover it on our upcoming sessions. All right. Thank you guys for coming. This has been a great session. I look forward to seeing the work that comes out of it. And we will see you live in a couple weeks.
Thanks, everybody. See you later.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, everyone.